Joining me now, Aitan Goelman, former assistant U.S. attorney in the Southern District of New York and current lawyer. He also represents former FBI agent Peter Strzok. Michael J. Moore, he's the former U.S. attorney for the Middle District of Georgia under the Obama administration. And Renato Mariotti, former assistant U.S. attorney for the Northern District of Illinois. Thank you all for coming on the show. Appreciate it. Let me start with this issue of the timing of it. Renato, do you expect that this judge is going to force this case to trial before the election?
I don't expect that. I think it's possible that the judge is going to be motivated to get it done before the election. And whether that actually happens is going to depend on a number of factors. But it's certainly a possibility, which is interesting and different than the Mar-a-Lago case, where I don't think anyone who was really fair-minded and had a good sense of the nature of the evidence in that case and the players involved thought that that case was really realistically going to go to trial before the election.
Well, Aitan, you practice in the D.C. court there. You would think that unlike in the Mar-a-Lago case, there are all sorts of issues about classified documents, having to work through classification, et cetera. Here, you don't really have that. So what could possibly take, a year and 5 months to send this case to trial?
Oh,
well,
it could take.
Let me take
it could
Aitan.
take a year
Yeah,
and 5 months. It could take that amount of time or longer, Dan. I mean, I think that Jack Smith is telegraphing that they're going to try to get this trial done before the election. But I mean, you're going to have some, substantive motions to dismiss. Some of the counts are unprecedented, a little bit novel interpretations of the statute, just because we haven't had this before. So I think that they'll be motivated to try to get it to trial, and I think that Trump's team will be motivated to try to stretch it out as long as possible. And then once you get into 2024. And he's still a presidential candidate, they're going to try to get it moved off for that reason. So I think it's going to be a big push that Department of Justice will try to do. I don't know if they'll get it done.
Well, it's interesting. Maybe I didn't read my pre-interview notes, but I guess I'm surprised that both Aitan and Renato think that it would be a challenge. I get it in the documents case. I don't think there's a chance on that one that's going to trial before the election. Michael J. Moore, what do you make of it?
Well, I'm glad to be with all of you. I don't think there's a chance in the world that this case gets tried before the election. You think about the January 6th defendants who've been in jail awaiting trial for some number of months, well over a year or so, and it seems to fly in the face of the claim that they want to treat Trump like every other defendant. If they now come in and try to expedite his trial, and what seems to be at least it would appear, I think they would argue that it is an effort to get him off the ballot or keep him from running. I just think there'll be more appeals going back and forth to the appellate courts than an 8-lane expressway. And I can't, for the life of me, figure out how a judge will come in and say, the department, you've been working on this for 2.5 years. I'm now going to take the leading contender for the Republican nomination, take him off the campaign trail, and expedite this trial so that it satisfies you. I just don't think that's going to happen.
All right. So,
no matter what your feelings are about Trump, you may dislike him.
We're talking legal here. I was
That's
just
right.
talking to Chris Cuomo about this. It seems it's impossible to have a discussion about legal analysis without people putting the politics into it. This is legal analysis. You guys are all saying you don't think there's a chance, or some of you saying there's a chance, but it's a long shot, that it's going to happen before the election. I seem to think with this judge that may be a closer call than many of you are suggesting, but we shall see. Let's talk about the defense here. Again, legal analysis. Renato, the defense is going to be, yes, there were some people saying that it wasn't true about the voter fraud. Yes, there are going to be people who were making legal assessments that I had no right to try to send in these alternate slate of electors. But I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was being given information from people I trusted, like some of the co-defendants in this case, right? Sidney Powell and Rudy Giuliani and others. They were telling me that I was allowed to do this, and people in these states were telling me they had witnessed problems. Is that a defense?
It is a defense. It's why the indictment tries to take that on squarely. The idea that he had a legitimate belief that the election was actually won by him, I think, is going to be central to the defense. There's some other defenses, though, as well. I mean, some of the people you mentioned who were co-conspirators, Dan, they're lawyers. Sidney Powell's a lawyer. Giuliani is a lawyer. John Eastman is a lawyer. Jeffrey Clark is a lawyer.
Yep.
And so at the end of the day, there's going to be this quasi advice of counsel argument too. Like, I thought this was all legit because I had all these, qualified lawyers who were telling me this was a fantastic idea. I'm sure that will also play a big role.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.